We continue with live action on the 6 games late Friday as we are still live here at the Niagara Industrial in Caloocan City. And we now move to our 5th game today, the clash between the South Division teams from the 16 under as we continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Again, first set of 3, Valenzuela and Bulacan. Now, first game of the second set, Palawan and Leyte 8 and under division done. We're heading to our 16 under division. And good afternoon, everybody. The name is Cho Pangilinan, still covering the action with Coach Noy Africa and with our courtside reporter, Miss CJ Ang. Coach Noy, almost the same team, actually the same team as well. Leyte making their debut game, Palawan naman 1-0.
Yeah, that's right. Palawan, one of the new teams, but won their opening game against Quezon Junior Huskers. While, as you said, Leyte will be able to make a good name, a good impression for themselves with a victory here in Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
First, let's talk about the debuting team in the Leyte Xur homes.
Yeah, the Leyte Xur homes, pretty much the same as their 18 and under counterparts. They finished 4th in the South Division standings in the inaugural season, but lost to the eventual national champions Davao in the semifinals. And this is a new team, mainly because they will now be represented by players from the UST Tiger Cubs. Their head coach, Andy Mejos, will be leading the squad. They did retain the services of Cesar Escoto and Anduel Cabanero, who used to play for Leyte, but key players for this season, players moving from Mandaluyong. You've got Dustin Batan, Gab Castro, and a new player, Matthew Knowles, someone to look out for this Leyte Xur Homes Tiger Cubs.
So great season 1 run for Leyte, a lot of changes, a newly revamped team, almost perhaps a newly revamped team, and looking to have a better season. Now let's talk about the Palawan Yurich Builders winning over the Quezon Junior Huskers.
Currently at the 1-0 in that game, they shot very well from the field, 52%. They were able to force a lot of turnovers, having 15 steals. They did dominate the paint, 50-32 in that game against Quezon Junior Huskers. The key performers in that game, Pert Binagatan, finishing with 13.6 rebounds, a steal and a block, and Kurt Patalinhog also finishing with 12 points, 4 steals, a steal, and 1 block.
And Palawan able to escape that very, very close game. Just a 4-point win for them. But now let's waste no time further. Let's set it over to Mr. Gio Cruz, our venue announcer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball action continues here inside Niagara Court, Caloocan City, as we bring you the Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. We're live on the official Facebook page and YouTube channel of Junior MPBL. It's the 16 other division between the Leyte Xur Homes and Palawan Yurich Builders. Now let's meet the starting lineups from both teams, beginning with Palawan Yurich Builders. Starting forward, number 37, Guard Tulanas. Under forward, number 77, Isaiah Pellegria. At center, number 5, Jeremiah Antolin. At guard, number 18, Kurt Patalinhug. And also at guard, number 23, Philip Bass. Head coach of Palawan Yurich Builders 16 under, Gerald Dizon, assisted by Job Cleopas and CJ Topacio. And now let's meet the starters from the Leyte Xur Homes. Starting forward, number 23, Zachary Valenzuela. Under forward, number 55, Lawrence Knowles. At center, number 0, Isaiah Echave. At guard, number 81, Lawrence Cinco. Other guard, number 9, Rolindo C. Head coach of the Leyte Xur Homes 16 under, On the males, assisted by VL Sandalo, Chris Demata. Our game officials.
Our Doride Bola ng Pinoy team starters. For Leyte, we have Cinco, C, Knowles, Valenzona, and Echave. For Palawan, we have Patalinghug, Blas, Dulanas, Pelegria, and Antolino. Once again, 16 under division action coming your way.
And if Palawan in that win against Quezon, the balanced attack was really their strength. They had 5 players in double digits. Binagatan with 13, Patalinhog with 12, Dulanas with 11, Zamoras with 10, and Pelegria with 10.
And actually, Coach, very, very close game. Again, if you're gonna look at the stats, the Quezon Junior Huskers actually made more three-pointers, made more free throws, and Palawan had more turnovers than them. Pero ito namang Palawan still got a close win. We see first possession of this ball game. Leyte. Not that time. 2 early free throws coming in for number 81. That is Cinco.
Again, much like their 18 and under counterparts, these two teams are school-based, as Leyte represented by the USC Tiger Cubs, while Palawan, the core of which coming from the Perpetual Help Alta squad in the NCAA.
First one, no good for Cinco. Second one on its way. Make that 1 point for Leyte. And before we continue, special thanks to Pound for Pound, Doride Bola ng Pinoy, Pound Active Wing Bowl, Nature Spring, Jinky Skin, Chris Jacobs, and Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava. As here comes Leyte with the possession. Palawan able to put a shot up, make that 2-1. A minute gone by in our first period. Cinco, the pick from Valenzona, attacks, finds an opening in the defense of Palawan.
And that's really the strength of the game with Lawrence Cinco, getting into the seams of the defense, able to finish.
Out of bounds. Possession going to Leyte. Great defense coming from Matthew Knowles.
This is actually, this 16 under division is really where you will be able to scout players for your school programs. As of course, that 16 under squad of Bawan Cafe Uno in season 1, pretty much the core of that Perpetual Altas team that finished second in the NCAA juniors.
And a fast break completed by number 37 of this Palawan squad, guard Dulanas.
Of course, Dulanas did finish with a double-double in that game against Quezon, finishing with 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Impressive outing for him in their last one. As here comes Palawan once again, up by just 1. They still have possession but will lose it. Again, great defense coming from this Leyte Xur Homes.
And we're expecting both teams to put a lot of pressure on the basketball, as they want to force turnovers and get out in transition.
Mid-range jumper going in that time for number 0. That is Isaiah Echave.
The big man showing that he can hit from the perimeter.
Patalinghug answering back with his own mid-range jumper. 1 point lead for Palawan again. Cinco stops. Trying to find a foul, not that time. Knowles, left wing 3. Still not connecting. Here comes Palawan. Patalinghug stops. Getting hit on the face. He is now on the floor.
That was an accidental hit coming from Lawrence Knowles.
And it's once again Patalinghug. Made a mid-range jumper earlier, stopped at the fast break on that free throw line area, getting hit on the face, but seems to be okay as we see him standing up right now.
That's what we like here in the junior MPBL. Medics always on call just to ensure the safety of our players. As I think he will need to be subbed out because the medics had to come in and attend to him. they allow him to continue playing.
So Patalinghug, the one to be on the inbound. Finds Dulanas outside. Dulanas enters the paint. Finding his teammate, not that time. The putback still no good. Cinco sends it. The three doesn't connect that time for C.
16 seconds on the shot clock.
As possession staying with Leyte. 16 seconds to shoot.
Substitution.
So it's Cinco.
Papay Zamoras.
Baseline inbound. Finds Matthew Knowles. He enters the paint. Puts one up. Difficult shot, no good. Here comes Dulanas. The bump against Cinco. Unable to convert. Dulanas once again still doesn't fall. And possession going to Leyte Xur Homes.
But you like how Leyte was able to get back in transition as both of these teams trying to push the pace early.
Knowles has the leather, the spin, puts one up. Finally going in for Matthew Knowles.
Or shot there by Knowles, just enough shot-making ability to get that ball up and in.
Out of bounds, possession staying with Palawan. Here they come, Patalinghug attacks. High shot against the big man Echave, no good. And here comes Cinco for Leyte, steps on the brakes, picked up by Patalinghug, the pick from Echave. Enters the paint, getting the ball stolen from him. Patalinghug attacking, unable to score, but the follow-up good by Dulanas.
Like Dulanas trailing that play, able to clean up the miss.
We enter the 5-minute mark of our first period. Inside, sea of the glass, escaping two white shirts.
Right now, the tempo in this ball game just blistering, but scoring not necessarily coming in bunches, as the score currently 9 for Leyte, 8 for Palawan.
1 point lead for Leyte. Both teams, one foul to their name.
Caballero will check in for the first time in this ball game.
Pellegria sends it to his teammate. The steal right here. Valenzona inside, doesn't fall for Caballero.
Valenzona probably should have just gone strong to the hoop that time, and selfishness was not productive for Leyte.
Pellegria turns the ball over, so possession now with Leyte Xur Homes. 1 point lead for them. Couple of substitutions for the squad of Leyte. And we see Coach Andy Meos getting into his boy right there, Tayshaun Guerrero. Again, coach, yung tuck-in thing, it's becoming a theme. And syempre, again, these are not 18-year-olds, pero still big boys na dapat really aware of that rule.
Yeah, of course, Leyte playing their first game here in the junior MPBL, and these are new players. It's not, the core of this team no longer the same Leyte squad that we watched last season, and they're gonna have to make the adjustments that here in the junior MPBL they're very strict with the uniforms.
Meanwhile, Caballero not wasting any time. Inside pass. That was intended for Castro. Meanwhile, Zamoras stops at the break, fires for 3, puts one in, the lefty from that right wing.
Zamoras in that last game against Quezon hit majority of his baskets from the three-point area in the fourth quarter, creating that separation, giving his team that win.
3-point lead for the Builders. Knowles, the spin, fades away, puts one in.
Lawrence Knowles, not really the prettiest of shots, but he manages to get that ball inside the basket.
Here comes Caballero attacking. Finishing once again is Leyte Xur Homes.
That time attacking that rim aggressively. Caballero just keeping the basketball will score his first 2 points.
Meanwhile, not that time. Coming from Palawan's number 13, Binagatan. So here comes Matthew Knowles and Leyte. The pick being provided by Guerrero. Caballero at that left wing. The pick from Castro. Caballero inside the key, kicks it out. Matthew Knowles, baseline, sends it to the left wing. C for 3, puts one in.
Now with 5 points in the first quarter, hitting his first 3-pointer. Gives Palawan a 4-point lead.
Here comes Palawan. Pataling Hug directing the offense. They are down by 4. The pick sends it to the wing. 9 at the shot clock. Zamora's firing. In and out of the rim. The rebound. And the steal right here by C. Here comes Leyte Xur Holmes. C almost losing it. Puts one up. Putting it in off the glass.
The degree of difficulty on the shots of Leyte very high, but they've been converting. So no problem for Coach Andy Mejos.
Here comes Pataling Hug. Now Zamoras picked up by Caballero. The pick still with Zamoras. Drop pass. That's good for Binagatan.
Now that's what you like from your bigs, converting on those pick and roll situations, making the defense have to read and react quickly.
And so far, still a close ball game. 4-point lead for Leyte Xur Holmes. A minute and 33 remaining. As Palawan, 2 fouls to their name. Leyte just 1. And key substitutions right here for this Leyte Xur Holmes squad. We see Bathan. Coach No, you've talked about him during the pre-game. Came from Mandaluyong in the 16 under division. Now playing for Leyte in the 18 under division.
Yeah, actually together with Gab Castro making the jump to the Leyte Xur Home squad in the 16 and under division.
And an offensive foul, I believe, called on the big guy, number 16, that is Balage.
And pretty much for both teams, this is their developmental squad, especially for their mother leagues. And this is where the magic happens, so to speak, where players get the opportunity to move up and play in the juniors division.
And a foul called right there against Binagatan.
Ball number 13 for Binagatan, that's his second.
So now possession
13th foul.
going to the Leyte Xur Holmes. 2 fouls for Leyte. Palawan with 3. Caballero sends it to Castro. Back to Caballero. They cross half court. Caballero picked up by Pataling Hug. Out to Clemente. Calling up a play. Clemente, the pick from Castro. Drop pass. Great execution but not able to finish. 25 seconds remaining. Pataling Hug to the other wing. Unable to put that one in. Pataling Hug attacks. Drop pass that was intended for Binagatan but will turn it over to the Leyte Xur Holmes.
That pass was too wide for Binagatan, and Pataling Hug telling him to grab that basketball, but more than anything, that pass was too wide.
Caballero trying to find Bathan.
Inbound violation.
Inbound violation called on Caballero. 15 seconds remaining. Nature spraying timeout called right here by the Palawan Yurich Builders as they are down by only 4. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. Back to the action right here. 4-point lead for Leyte. 15 seconds remaining in our opening period. So far, Palawan, 1 more foul to give. Leyte, 2 more fouls to give. As possession with the Palawan Yurich Builders. Zamoras has the leather. He attacks the lane, drops it off. Binagatan, not that time. And a foul called for Palawan, so no more fouls to give for them. 9 seconds remaining.
And right now, it's Leyte still protecting that 4-point lead. But Palawan at this stage not allowed to give up fouls as they are in the penalty.
Here comes Caballero attacking. Not able to find the hoop. But 2 free throws coming up for Caballero.
But you like the recognition for Caballero, knowing that Palawan already in the penalty.
3.8 seconds remaining. Caballero, first one is good. Makes it a 5-point lead for them. A chance to make it 6 as we see Coach Andy Mejos previously on our screens. Caballero goes 1 out of 2. Trying to save the leather. But possession now with the Palawan Yurich Builders.
Leyte with some fouls to give here. Let's see if they will use it.
Long pass. Almost intercepted and almost a steal coming from Castro. But possession staying with the Builders. 6/10 of a second remaining. Quick fire. In and out coming from Zamoras. But that will be it for our first and opening period. 19-14, 5-point lead for Leyte Xur Homes. And once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Palawan Yurich Builders assistant coach Joff Cleopas said that being able to play and coach here in the Junior MPBL is such a big deal, especially for the players' confidence, experience a different kind of exposure before their mother leagues, and most importantly, to explore kung ano pa yung kaya nilang ipakita sa loob ng court. Back to you, Coach Noy and Cho.
Thank you very much, CJ, for that report. And then again, based on what CJ said, the mother leagues are really the thing to be they need to prepare the most out of. But then again, it's not only the league in the Philippines right now, and it's better to be known, or it's better to perform in all sorts of leagues, Coach.
Yeah, that's right. And aside from the opportunity to play at this level of competition, as you see Clemente hold over from the latest squad in the inaugural season, for the coaches actually coaching here, it's an opportunity also for them to scout other players, be able to recruit them directly. And it's not really something new that you see a coach right after a game, after a player on the opposing team probably torch the nets in that ball game, to actually have a little bit of a conversation as teams would shake hands at the end of ball games.
And again, Coach Noy, speaking of the recruitment, just 12 days passing by in our junior MPBL tournament, I hear a lot of news na marami ng recruitments, a lot of coaches looking into this league and getting their players possibly for their programs.
Supposedly, one of the best players in earlier games, John Lord Cruz, there was already interest in trying to recruit him. So let's see where these boys end up given this platform that they have here at the Junior MPBL.
Exactly, Coach. No, you never know who's watching, and you never know what could happen And the Junior MPBL is named the country's premier youth basketball league for a reason, as we see Dustin Bathan finishing in transition. And a couple of baskets made as well for Palawan, 23-19. And a bucket made that time for Lagman.
So both teams looks like they don't need a shot clock, as we've got some early baskets on both sides.
Both teams wrestling for it. And we saw a wrestling match in that free throw line.
Possession, Palawan Yurich Builders substitution.
But Palawan will gain possession. They're just down by 2.
And Anthony De La Cruz.
And much like their older counterparts, it has been a close game so far. But I'm sure Leyte wouldn't want to commit the same mistake their Kuyas did, collapsing in that third quarter. Meanwhile, here comes Gian Clemente for Leyte. Played also last season for Leyte, as he misses that shot from that wing. Under 8 minutes remaining. Zamoras has it. Fires for the 3. Doesn't connect. And a foul called right here on Palawan. Their first of this quarter.
That's his first.
You like the green light, the license to shoot for Zamoras, as even when he's taking those shots off the dribble, you don't see any kind of reaction from the bench of Palawan, and that just means he's earned the right to shoot those shots, probably really doing very well in practice.
3 minutes gone by and our second period. 2-point lead for Leyte. Knowles sends it. De La Rosa inside. 5. Unsuccessful on that shot. Still with 5 after the offensive board. Here comes Leyte. Still with them. Shot clock at 4. They need to put a shot up. They do. Doesn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation.
Violation.
So despite the shot clock violation, you like the effort being put out by 5, able to save the basketball. Unfortunately, as you said, a 24-second shot clock violation for Leyte.
Impressive defense coming from Palawan in that sequence, as they now have possession, but Leyte answering back with their own defensive schemes, as C taking flight but will get called for an offensive foul.
Got called for warding off on that play. Would have been a spectacular one, but created space with the off arm, and the ball will go back to Palawan.
And still a 2-point lead for Leyte. Our score has stayed the same for the past minute or so. Here comes Pelegria, losing it. Now at the floor, still with Palawan. And try to give it off to Antolin, but turnover right there.
You like how players are willing to give up their bodies for those 50-50 balls. Unfortunately, a turnover for Palawan.
And that is indeed youth basketball for you. Meanwhile, Knowles has it. Picked up by Zamoras. Sends it out. 5. The spin. Puts a shot up. No good. Another try. Still doesn't fall. 5. Another try. Erased by Lagman.
Right now, every time 5 gets the basketball, he's looking at the rim. He just dribbles his way inside, and without so far proof that he can shoot from the outside, Palawan able to sag off him.
5 inbound, sends it to Knowles. He has it. The pick. And a foul again called on Palawan. So that'll be second team foul of the Yurich Builders.
Very impressive handles for Knowles. Nothing spectacular, nothing flashy, but he is able to get himself in scoring position. So it's a matter of the Palawan Yurich Builders to be able to move their feet.
Almost a knockout play, but no choice but to foul that time. Was number 37, that is Dulanas.
So far for Leyte on these baseline out of bounds play, they've been getting some good looks.
5 sends it inside. Unable to convert that time. And here comes Pataling Hug to Dulanas. He takes it inside. Great defense from Leyte. It's with them. And here they come. Now it's with Cinco firing for 3. Doesn't connect. Here comes Pellegria. Sends it inside to Dulanas. Overshooting it. Dulanas with a putback, but does it fall? So still a 2-point lead for Leyte. Has been a while since a team has scored.
And Dulanas, despite being unable to convert, he's been very active on the floor, able to get extra possessions for his team.
Patalingkug, still no bucket. Dulanas entering the paint. Finally a bucket right here. We have a deadlock at 23.
That's 8 points now for guard Dulanas, but pretty much playing the point forward for Palawan.
Knowles attacks the lane, tough shot. Still puts one up. And I believe 2 free throws going to be awarded for Matthew Knowles.
Knowles is showing deceptive quickness, able to plant that first step very quickly and able to fish a foul.
And a very steady presence where the Leyte Xur Homes is Matthew Knowles. Again, coach, you've said nothing too crazy. He can definitely handle the leather and can definitely score.
So far in the ball game, 4 points to his name. Make that 5.
And 1-point lead for Leyte as we see Coach Gerald Dizon of Palawan. Meanwhile, Dulanas, no good on that sidestep move. Cinco sends it inside. Does it convert? Palawan on the run. Not wasting any time. They put a shot up. Does it fall? Both teams wrestling for the ball inside, but a foul being called that time on Castro.
Both teams, their players showing the ability to get to the rim, but it has been on the finishing department that they've been unable to convert. Nevertheless, 41% from the field for Leyte and Palawan, 33%. Still very decent for both teams.
So it's Guerrero at the free throw line. They're up by 1. Now they're up by 2. A chance to make it 3. As there's 2 minutes, rather under 2 minutes remaining in our first half. Guerrero goes 2 out of 2. 3-point lead for the Leyte Xur Homes. Dulanas fires for 3. Does it fall? It's still with them. And a foul called right there as Antolin was trying to put a shot up.
You like how both teams, even on made baskets, trying to push the tempo, quick inbound, trying to go into their early offense.
Castro finds Dulanas. Firing for 3. No good. Almost a steal, and Pellegria gets the steal and converts for Palawan.
That time Valenzuela not able to protect the basketball, losing it and giving easy 2 points for Palawan.
Knowles stops at the paint, sends it out. C. Now to Cinco, back to Matthew Knowles. Thought about the 3, enters the paint, attacks the lane. No good. Cinco, offensive board, sends it out. Matthew Knowles for 3. Still doesn't go. Cinco. Follow-up is good.
So far in the first half, Cinco has been everywhere. Now with 5 points to go with 3 rebounds.
We're back to a 3-point lead in favor of Leyte. Castro, the pick from Antolin. Castro finding Pellegria inside, but that is a steal for Leyte. Here they come. Knowles being caged, nowhere to go. Almost losing it. Cinco sends it inside. Oh, that was intended for Guerrero, but Valenzuela turning the ball over.
Hesitation right there for Valenzuela. Probably should have just gone strong and maybe fished for a foul. And once again, a turnover for him.
21.9 seconds remaining. Patalingkug brings it down, sends it to Castro. 14 seconds. The pick from Pellegria. Dulanas sends it to the corner. Pataling Hug. Now at the wing. Back to Dulanas for 3. Doesn't touch the rim. Knowles to 5. A second remaining. Hail Mary shot. Doesn't fall. And that will be it for our first half. 28-25. 3-point lead for the Leyte Xur Homes. As we see a couple, or rather we see the score right here, 28-25. Me and Coach Noy shall return for our second half. And at halftime, it's 28-25. 3-point lead by no other than Leyte Xur Homes, but still a close ball game. Still a lot of basketball to be played. And Coach Noy, an electrifying first half it has been.
And so far, both teams, a bit of a struggle from the field. 39% for Leyte, 30 for Palawan, but they've been pretty much even on all fronts. Rebounding nearly identical, 21 for Leyte, 20 for Palawan. Turnovers, 11 for Leyte, 9 for Palawan. As you see, the leading scorers, guard Dolanas leading the way for Leyte with 8 points. I'm sorry, it's the other way around. Guard Dolanas with 8 points, for Palawan, Lagman with 5, Zamoras with 3. While for Leyte, it's C with 7, Knowles with 7, and Caballero with 3.
And again, both teams, a lot of contributors for them. But still a close ball game. A testament to the defense also being implemented by both coaches, Coach Gerald Dizon and Coach Andy Mejos.
So far, the biggest lead for both teams, Palawan at 3, Leyte at 7. So we're gonna expect this game to continue to be close until the final buzzer, especially with both teams playing pretty much the same way, trying to force turnovers, push the pace, as we've seen both teams try to get into their early offense, even on made baskets, the quick inbounds, and it's a matter of both teams also getting back on defense.
But then again, Coach Noy, you know what they say about the third quarter. It's where the magic happens. Last game, dito nag-collapse ang squad ng Leyte. So for sure, ayaw ulitin ng 16 under boys yung naging mistake ng mga kuya nila. And we shall see that one. Caballero, Leyte, first possession of our second half. Caballero for three, sends that baby home.
Caballero showing much like his kuya Nick Caballero, who plays now for the UST Growling Tigers. He can put those points on the board very quickly.
But Patalinghug has something to say about that, answering back with a three.
Like you said, we're expecting a frenetic pace here in the second half as you got a basket from, that's Knowles with another basket.
And again, Matthew Knowles, very steady presence for his squad. Meanwhile, Patalinghug one more time.
Suddenly getting his range from outside. Patalinghug now with back-to-back threes to start the third quarter.
Caballero manning the point guard duties. The pick from Balage. Caballero attacks, puts it in once again.
That's always a tough cover. A three-point shooter with the ability to slash, and Caballero with 5 quick points to start our third quarter.
Palawan has it. Tulana sends it inside. Overshooting that one was Antolin. But possession staying with the Palawan Yurich Builders.
Very quick start for both teams as looks like they put it in their hearts to let that magic happen for their team.
Pellegria, not that time. Rebound by Castro. Here comes Caballero running the race. Steps on the brakes, changing speed, putting it in transition.
Whatever he took during halftime, probably should share that secret with us as Caballero has just come out firing in the third.
Meanwhile, Cruz doesn't connect. Tulana's offensive board. Tough shot going in against a much bigger defender in Castro. Caballero on the other side. Tried for that leak out, but great transition defense from Palawan. Meanwhile, Balage firing a three of his own. Not that time. Here comes Patalinghug. Sends it to Dulanas. Great passing. Pellegria unable to finish the play. Palawan getting a hold of it back as Antolin's shot in and out, but the putback for Dulanas.
Dulanas, after struggling in the first half, 4 out of 13. Looks like he's better settled down here in the third quarter.
Cinco navigating the court, enters the paint. Tough shot going in anyway for Cinco.
Cinco may not yet show his ability to shoot from the outside, but he's been very tough to guard, especially when he's driving inside.
Cruz sends it out. Patalinghug thought about the three, enters the paint, drops it off. Great passing, and Antolin finishing the play.
Selfishness for Palawan, especially here in the third quarter, has allowed them to come closer. Just a 1-point lead for Leyte.
Caballero directing the offense. The pick from Castro. Caballero sends it out. Cinco for three. Rolling out of the rim. Here comes Patalinghug. He loses it as Balage catches it and puts it in.
What a bad spot for Patalinghug for that turnover, that behind the back dribble that he was unable to control, just falling into the hands of Leyte. 2 points for Balage.
6 minutes remaining. Overshooting that one was Antolin. Balage secures the board. Cinco, forward pass. Caballero laying it in once again. What a game coming from Caballero.
What an adjustment there for Caballero. Able to turn and catch that ball cleanly. Easy basket.
Meanwhile, Dulana sends it inside. Antolin to Pellegria. Kicks it out once again. Cruz picked up by Cinco. Patalinghug. Last touch from Caballero, so possession staying with Palawan.
What I like about Caballero, he's been putting on the points, but he's showing that he is a two-way player, playing on both ends, almost forcing a turnover on that play.
Palawan has it. Rionisto sends it to Patalinghug. Unable to put it in. Pellegria offensive board against Echave. Inside, Rionisto unsuccessful. Another try, still no go from Antolin, but possession staying with the Palawan Yurich Builders.
seeing renewed energy for the side of Leyte, able to force some tough shots for Palawan.
And now let's turn it over to Miss CJ Ang for a report.
Head coach Gerald Dizon of the Palawan Yurich Builders, one of the assistant coaches of the Perpetual Alta, says that repetition is the key for these young ballers to catch up with new plays. Binibigyang diin din ni coach na kailangan talaga ng mahabang pasensya to coach these players. Back to you, Coach Noy and Cho.
Thank you very much, CJ, for that report. And indeed, repetition is the key, not variation, Coach Noy.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, this is a school-based team, so more than anything, I mean, you can create a game plan just to give you victories very early in the tournament, but long-term, looking forward, implementing that system, giving your players the necessary reps to really get comfortable with the system is what you really want.
Meanwhile, great find from Patalinghug to Antolin, but unable to sink the shot. But a foul called right here on Leyte. Their first of this quarter. Actually, both teams was foul-less before that one.
And like despite the aggressiveness being shown by both teams on both ends, it's only the first team foul for both teams. And for Palawan also, they've been able to give Antolin some baskets very close to the rim. But so far, Antolin in this ball game with 3 points to go with 6 rebounds.
First one going in for Antolin. Cuts it to 2. A chance to cut it to just 1. And he does. Antolin, 2 out of 2. Great big man presence for Palawan. Meanwhile, Clemente, the staggered screen from the big man, ends up with C for 3. Doesn't fall. Patalinghug brings it down. Finds his teammate Zamoras once again. Not that time. C grabs the board.
You like how Leyte really locating Zamoras. He has already hit a 3-pointer in this ball game.
Here comes Leyte. C to Echave. Handing it off to Batan. Here comes Valenzona from downtown. 6 the shot.
After only making one of their first 11 3-pointers, finally they get another to fall. As Leyte now at 2 out of 11.
And we saw Gian Clemente picking the pocket of Patalinghug. Talk about the defense being implemented by Leyte. Props to Coach Andy Mejos.
And, right now, it's starting to become a chess match between the two coaches, Coach Andy Mejos and Coach Gerald Dizon, now on their feet, trying to make the necessary adjustments for their team.
And both assistant coaches as well, Coach Noy, ng kanilang respective mother teams. Meanwhile, we see a wrestling match on that baseline area as possession going to Palawan. They are down by 4.
Of course, for the UST Tiger Cubs, their head coach, Manu Inigo, right there at the end, trying to keep a low profile.
Palawan has it, intercepted. They still have it. Pellegria has a 3-second violation called on Antolin. Under 2 minutes remaining. Caballero going back to the game. What a quarter it has been for him. Here comes Batan. Has been quiet so far. Sets up the play. Staggered screen once again. Batan sends it to Caballero. Finding the cutter in Clemente, but Caballero inside.
And that's now 10 points for Caballero here in the third quarter, a total of 13 in the ball game.
Swing passing coming from Palawan, but a steal by Clemente. He attacks. The first step of Gian Clemente just too quick as a foul being committed against him.
You know, just less than a week ago, he was playing against this Leyte Xur Homes team in another league. But I was quite surprised to see him playing for Leyte once again, as I thought he made a move somewhere else.
Gian Clemente is the first one, but they are up by 6. Missing the second one as well. Rare miss coming from Clemente. Meanwhile, Hans Castro crossing half court, attacks the lane, drops it off to Antolin. Unsuccessful. Here comes Bathan, intercepted by Zamoras. Hands it off to Castro. What a play coming from this Palawan Yurich Builder squad.
Hans Castro, one of the homegrown players, came from Palawan. Out of 300 players trying out, able to make the team here for the Palawan Yurich Builders.
Cabanyero picked up by Zamoras. Cabanyero reverse lay-in is good. What a move by Cabanyero.
12 points in the quarter in spectacular fashion at that for Anduel Cabanyero.
Looking like the King Tiger in Nick. Meanwhile, Antolin waiting for the cutter. Finds Castro, intercepted. Valenzuela hands it off to Clemente. Last second, Cabanyero, last shot. If anyone was going to make it, it was him. But that doesn't fall as we end our third period. 49-43, 6-point lead by the Leyte Xur Homes. As me and Coach Noy shall be back. Once again, this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL. It's 49-43, 6-point lead for Leyte as we enter our fourth and final period. Again, what a competition it has been. Looks like Leyte will not commit the mistake that their Cuyas committed in collapsing in the third quarter.
And led by Cabanyero, scoring 12 points in that quarter, allowing Leyte to score 21 as a team, only 18 for Palawan, making up for that 9-point second quarter. And right now, they're up by 6 points.
Cabanyero, stellar performance. Speaking of the devil, Cabanyero will miss that one. No go from Valenzuela. Dolanas grabs the board. Here comes Patalinghug to Pelegria, finding inside. That was Binagatan, but hesitated and called for a traveling violation.
That time looked surprised to receive the basketball deep inside the paint. So that's turnover number 15 for Palawan.
Clemente losing it. Pelegria to Binagatan against Bathan. Another traveling violation called on Binagatan.
Back-to-back turnovers for Palawan, and not really the guy you want to hit on the break. But Binagatan in this ball game.
Bathan trying to find his teammates. Finds Cabanyero against Patalinghug. A minute gone by in our fourth and final period. Cabanyero hands it off. 5. Now Bathan pulls up, elbow jumper, not that time. Saved by 5. Inside is Echave. 3-second violation called.
That time Echave hemmed in by the Palawan defense. As you see on your screens, Cabanyero looks like he might need a bit of a break, looking a little gassed.
Here comes Patalinghug and Palawan. 6-point lead for Leyte. Still no bucket for both teams in the fourth. The pick provided by Pelegria. Zamoras, no hesitation. Overshooting it. 5 to Bathan against Pelegria. Bathan losing it. Great defense from Pelegria, but Bathan gets it back. Valenzuela scoops it up. No go. Patalinghug brings it down. Dulanas enters the paint. Great step through inside but unable to finish.
And that's what the situation you want to put Dolanas is very good in the open court and able to get a trip to the free throw line.
For Zachary Valenzuela. 2 free throws for Lord Zalunas.
Dulanas at the free throw line. Will miss the mark on his first freebie.
No, despite his aggression, this is only his first trip to the free throw line.
2 minutes gone by in our fourth period. 1 out of 2. And cuts it to 5. 1 foul for Leyte, none for Palawan. We see Matthew Knowles back in the ballgame. Caballero brings the leather down, calling up a motion play. Knowles looking to hand it off to Cinco, but was denied. Back to Caballero against Patalinghug. The pick from Balage sends it to Cinco. He attacks inside, drops it off to Balage. Basket! And one for the big guy. Great execution and great find from Cinco.
This time Cinco using his great slashing skills. This time able to set up a teammate. Balage will go to the line for an opportunity to complete a 3-point play.
Pound for pound fitness foul counted move. Balage can make it an even higher lead for them, but will not. 7-point lead for Leyte. Here comes Patalinghug against Batan. Sends it inside. Crashing through the lane was Lagman.
Ball for 81, Lawrence Cinco. That's his first.
Foul called on Lawrence Cinco. So right now, Patalinghug inbound. Finds Lagman. Sends it out. Pellegria catches it against Batan. Dulanas. Now, Patalinghug, no hesitation. In and out of the rim.
After 2 3-pointers in the third quarter, Patalinghug has been quiet ever since.
Knowles hands it off to Dustin Batan. Picked up by Dulanas. Batan still has it. The crossover inside. Tough shot doesn't fall. Pellegria on a run. Almost losing it against Knowles. Finding Binagatan inside as Cinco getting called for a foul.
You like how Cinco can get up there, but unfortunately hitting a lot of body on that attempt by Binagatan. And Binagatan in the game, 2 points and 3 rebounds, but already with 4 personal fouls.
Zachary Valenzuela for Dustin Batan.
7-point lead still for Leyte.
For Bert Binagatan.
First one going in for Binagatan. Cuts it to 6. Still a lot of basketball to be played. Under 7 minutes remaining.
And are you sure you want to talk about a lot of minutes to be played? So,
Perhaps in the fourth. Meanwhile, Caballero sends it out. Knowles. Oh, Lagman returns the parcel to its sender.
and Lagman showing that he can use that length, especially on the defensive end.
Meanwhile, we see Cinco sends it out. Knowles trying to redeem himself. He doesn't. Rebound by Pellegria. Patalinghug tried that leak out play. I believe that was intended for Lagman.
And that will come with chemistry. You know, being able to know that your point guard is trying to look for anyone trying to leak out. And those turnovers will become limited as time goes by.
Caballero not yet done with his deeds as he sinks a three-pointer. Makes it a 9-point lead for Leyte. Meanwhile, Pellegria inside the key. Doesn't fall. But a foul committed against him. And so far, Palawan has no answer against Caballero.
Who has exploded for 15 points here in the second half. And right now, Palawan should have a guy on him at all times.
Pellegria misses the mark on the first one, as slowly but surely Leyte having a bigger cushion to rest on. Over 6 minutes remaining. Cabanyero out to Cinco, picked up by Patalinghog. Here comes Knowles inside. Balage out to Cinco once again. Top of the arc three, not that time. Rebound by Balage, erased by Binagatan. Not that time again. Both teams wrestling for it, and a foul committed, I believe, called on Matthew Knowles.
Ball number 55, Lawrence
That time
Knowles,
called
that's
on the
his
foul,
second
trying to
penalty.
impede the progress of Lagman. And since Leyte is already in the penalty, 2 free throws for Lagman.
So Palawan, a chance to minimize the lead, but Lagman misses the first one.
That first shot looked a little rushed for Lagman.
They're down by 8 as Lagman splits his charities, makes it a 7-point lead for Leyte. Still somewhat of a big cushion for Leyte Xur homes. Meanwhile, Valenzona out to Cabanyero, calling up a pick. Cabanyero to Cinco. They need to put a shot up. 9 seconds remaining. Cabanyero, not that time. Another try, no go. Erased by Binigatan. 2 seconds remaining. Cinco pulls up. Doesn't connect. Lagman to Patalinghog. Lagman once again. Out to Patalinghog. Now Dulanas. In and out of the rim. Patalinghog catches the leather. Fires a three of his own. Unable to sink it. Cinco on the run at the break against Lagman. Sends it out. Knowles back to Cinco. Against Pellegria. The bump to the other side. Cabanyero for three. Not that time.
Looks like Cabanyero starting to look tired here. Shot some air balls.
Meanwhile, Patalinghog in transition. Soft touch for two.
Patalinghog will be the second player in double digits for Palawan, able to score on that runner.
5-point difference. Leyte with the lead. Cinco calling a play. The pick from Valenzona. Picked up by Patalinghog. Knowles still no good from three. Patalinghog running the race. And a foul committed by Balage.
And Leyte already in the penalty, so a bad foul there by Balage, giving Patalinghog 2 free throws.
Substitution.
And in terms of foul situation, Palawan having advantage and a chance to minimize the lead even further. Actually, a chance to make it just one possession. Again, Patalinghog joining the double digits party as he makes the first one. We see Coach Gerald Dizon of the Palawan Yurich Builders as they're down by 4, a chance to cut it to 3. And Patalinghog has been really on the mark. But meanwhile, the Nature Spring timeout called right here by Coach Andy Mejos as there's over 4 minutes remaining in our fourth and final period. (54-51), 3-point lead for Leyte. Over 4 minutes remaining. Leyte, no more fouls to give Palawan. Just one foul in this quarter.
And it's, like you said, a 3-point lead, so anything can happen. Still a long ways to go. 4 and 17 remaining. It's really a matter of which team will be able to seize momentum late here in the fourth quarter and make that deciding run. Why are you laughing?
I'm smelling something different. perhaps overtime. But it'll be up to Leyte and Palawan to decide that. As Cinco has it for Leyte. Sends it out. Bathan back in the ball game. The pick coming from Castro. Bathan losing it. As possession staying with Leyte Xur Homes. Cinco. Sends it to Knowles. He fires for three. Still off the mark from three is Knowles. Another try. Knowles still unsuccessful. Has been struggling in the second half. Meanwhile, Zamoras to Patalinghog, picked up by Bathan. Back to Zamoras against Knowles. Out to Patalinghog once again. High pickup. Zamoras firing. Does it fall? Dolanas tried to chase that ball, but possession going back to Leyte.
Despite that, Zamora's miss. Great setup job by Patalinghog. Just unable to convert that time was Zamora.
Bathan to Cinco. Picked up by Patalinghog. Cabanero has been the man for Leyte. The pick. Cabanero tried to find Cinco inside. Guerrero getting fouled on his attempt.
Right now, Palawan doing a better job stopping the penetration for Cabanero. But they will send Guerrero to the line for two.
So Guerrero.
2 free throws for Tosin Guerrero.
First one good. Good stroke from the free throw line. Makes it a 2-possession game. 4-point lead, a chance to make it 5. Still ample amount of time for this Palawan squad to cut it. But Coach Gerald Dizon will call a Nature Spring timeout. 5-point lead for Leyte, over 3 minutes remaining in the fourth and final period. (56-51). 5-point lead for Leyte, over 3 minutes remaining. Leyte, no more fouls to give Palawan, just at 2.
And if you're Palawan, that allows you to put a little more aggression on your defense, as you still have 2 fouls to give. However, they do have the basketball. No need for a 3 just yet. It's still very early.
Pelegria finds Patalinghog, picked up by Cabanero. Almost losing it, sends it to Zamoras. Will settle for a 3. Unsuccessful. Cabanero sends it to Cinco. Picked up by Pelegria, losing it. Cinco dives for it as he hits out of bounds. Possession going to Palawan.
And if you're Leyte, you want better time and score management, as Cinco rushed that one. And Clemente will check in for Cinco.
Meanwhile, Palawan with the possession. They need a big shot. Pelegrias finds Patalinghog and a foul, I believe, called on Gian Clemente. So again, 2 free throws for Palawan.
That's the best case scenario for Palawan, getting to the free throw line without that clock moving. So far in the ball game, 9 out of 13 for them as a team.
Coach Andy Meos not happy about that foul, as Patalinghog again has been great for his squad. We see Coach Geoff Cleopas and Coach Gerald Dizon. Patalinghog in and out on that second shot.
That is first miss from the free throw line, and now at 4 out of 5.
A bad time to miss. Meanwhile, Cabanero, tough shot, still goes in. Cabanero, the main man of Leyte.
had to go yo-yo in traffic that time, but still able to finish.
Meanwhile, Zamoras picked up by Clemente. Zamoras trying to find his teammates, will lose it. Clemente able to pick his pocket. Caballero attacks Pellegria, unable to convert. Guerrero, another try, still no go. Patalingog on the other side, running. On the break, attacks, unable to convert. Great awareness that time coming from Antolin. We're back to a 4-point lead. Leyte has the upper hand as we enter our last 2 minutes, the Twilight Zone. Batan for 3, overshooting it. Antolin try to save it out of bounds. Possession going to Palawan.
And at this stage for Palawan, it's a must-score opportunity. They're down by 2 possessions. Doesn't need to be a 3, but a basket here will keep them in step with Leyte.
That is the reason why a much taller lineup was inserted by Coach Andy Meos. We see Knowles Balage back in the ball game. Patalinghog has the leather against Cinco, sends it out. Zamoras inside, Pellegria. This time Patalinghog, not that time. Dulana still no go, no foul call. Dulana sends it out. Castro, long 2, no go. Possession staying with Palawan as that was touched last by Balage. But a nature spring timeout called right here by Coach Gerald Dizon. 4-point lead for Leyte, under 2 minutes remaining in our 4th and final period. (58-54), just a 4-point lead for Leyte. 2-possession game, under 2 minutes remaining. Pressure pressing onto the shoulders of Palawan as they have possession inbound. Right here, sends it to Patalinghog, pressured by Knowles. Now Caballero picks him up. Zamoras firing for 3, unable to put it in. Offensive board, another try and a foul called on Leyte. So 2 free throws coming up for Dulanas.
And the activity of Dulanas has allowed Palawan to still remain in this ball game, down by 4 points. Zamoras has been struggling 1 out of 8 from the 3-point area, but they continue to set him up.
Dulanas, bad miss and a bad time to miss. Another try. Over a minute remaining. 1 out of 2. Cuts it to 3, just 1 possession. And then again, they have been struggling to make that 3-pointer. Here comes Cinco to Knowles, picked up by Zamoras, back to Cinco. Able to cross half court, drop pass, intercepted by Zamoras. Almost a steal by Caballero, but goes out of bounds. Possession going to Palawan.
A little bit of a rush there for Leyte. Probably would have been better off wasting a bit of clock.
Zamoras brings it down. Getting fouled. So that means 2 free throws again for Zamoras in Palawan.
That's at least 3 times already that they've given up free throws to Palawan, and that's not good defense being played right now by Leyte as they're ahead and they're giving up free throws.
Coach Andy Meos again Not happy with that one. As Zamoras misses the first one. They needed those. Well, at least they needed that. And I will have a chance to get one more. Will get one, cuts it to 2. Better than none. 5 to Knowles. Now Caballero. Picked up, being caged by 2 defenders. Nowhere to go. And a foul called on Palawan, but luckily they still have fouls to give.
And that's the advantage of having fouls to give. They are given a little more leeway of putting up aggressive defense because they can afford to foul.
2-point lead for Leyte. Under a minute remaining. It's winning time right here. Knowles to 5. Picked up by Zamoras. Shot clock at 10. Caballero. Now to Clemente. Shot clock at 5. Out to Caballero once again. Not that time. Here comes Dulanas running the race. Picks up the ball. Lays it in but will not finish it.
This
Could
will be
have tied the ball game.
Interesting decision for Palawan. Do they foul as there's a 6-second differential between game clock and shot clock?
Clemente to 5. Now Caballero. Shot clock at 6. Down to 4. 5. The dagger by 5. Makes it a 2-possession, 4-point lead for Leyte. As a Nature Spring timeout called right here by Coach Gerald Dizon. 8 seconds remaining. Another look. The bump. The soft touch coming from 5. The dagger. And once again, this is Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. (60-56) 2-possession game. 4-point lead for Leyte. Leyte, no more fouls to give. Palawan, just one more.
Well, at this stage, you know, Palawan is looking for the 3 ball. And if you're Leyte, the last thing you want to do is foul because they've been fouling a lot, especially in the last 2 minutes. The last thing you want to do is give up a 4-point play. So you just want to put up, at the very least, token contest, make sure not to give up any more fouls.
Zamora, sideline inbound. Finds Patalinghug. 5 seconds remaining. They need to push shot up. Patalinghug on the floor. Try to stand up. Great defense coming from C. And that will do it for our ball game. 60-56. 4-point W pulled off by Leyte Xur Homes.
And for Leyte, it was really the explosion by Anduel Caballero, especially in the second half. Had 12 in the third quarter, finishing with a total of 20. Had 17 total in the second half, and his scoring allowing Leyte to pull away and able to hold off this Palawan squad that was trying to mount a comeback.
Very close call that time from Leyte. Congrats still to Palawan for putting a fight. What a game it has been. Then again, Leyte the one to go home smiling. Once again, our final score is 60-56 as our player of the game shall be known and shall be introduced by Miss CJ Ang.
Kasama ko ngayon ang ating player of the game with 20 points and 5 rebounds, Nixon Caballero of the Leyte Xur Homes. Nixon, gaano ka-importante sa'yo ang maging best player of the game ngayon, especially it was a very close game?
Ano po, nagtiwala lang ako sa mga coaches, tas mga teammates ko rin po, tas kay God po. Tas yun lang po.
Nixon, meron ka bang gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Salamat ako sa mga coaches ko, tas mga teammates ko, saka sa mga yung Kuya Nick ko, yung Kuya Nick Dom, Nicolay, and Nicodem, tas nanay, saka tatay ko po, tas si Ate Crisilda po, tas Yun lang po. Tas yung mga ka-roommates ko po sa amin sa ano po. Tas yung si Father Rodel tsaka sa UST community po. Yun lang po.
Thank you and congratulations, Nixon, and also to your team. Before anything else, pasalamat tayo to our dear sponsor, Don Benitos, for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy to our player of the game, Don Benitos, ang pangbansang kasava. Back to you, Coach Noy and Cho.
Thank you very much, CJ. Once again, our Don Benito's best player of the game, Andwell Nixon Caballero, 20 points and 5 boards. Once again, congratulations to Leyte. 4-point W for them, but it's still not over. One more game coming on your way. 14 under division still. Leyte Xur homes, Palawan Yurich Builders. Once again, Cho Pangilinan, Coach Noy Africa, CJ Ang, and this is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Yeah, kabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan.